Extreme exoplanets. As planets go, Earth is one of the most visible worlds in our universe, despite the fact that land and water are extremely unreflective. 71% of our planet is covered in ocean, and this reflects around 10% of the light which hits it. Land is more reflective, sending back 15 to 20% of the light which strikes our solid ground of soil, concrete, and expensive shag carpeting. However, our Earth is made more visible due to its being topped and tailed by the polar ice caps, since snow has an albedo of 90% reflectivity. Add in the reflectivity of our clouds to this mixture, and you've got yourself an overall albedo of around 30%. The highest exoplanet albedo we've seen is that of Kepler-10b, a rocky world 560 light-years from Earth with a rating of around 50%. This iron-rich planet orbits a star 7 billion years older than our Sun, and it enjoys surface temperatures of 2,500 Fahrenheit, which is hot enough to melt rocks, people, and ice cream. However, neither Earth nor Kepler are the highest albedo planets we've ever seen, as our very own solar system's Venus gets that honor due to a rating of 90% albedo. And yet even this is dwarfed by the shininess of the dwarf planet Eris, with the trans-Neptunian object rated at an eye-stinging 96%. The hottest exoplanet we've ever discovered is the subject of some debate, with two candidates having emerged in the past 12 months. The first is Kelt 9b, a gas giant whose day-side temperature reaches between 7 and 7,500 Fahrenheit. According to research published in Nature, this planet's extreme heat and ultraviolet radiation make the atoms in its atmosphere vibrate and therefore unable to form molecules of carbon dioxide, methane, or water. Its temperature is only a couple of thousand Fahrenheit cooler than the surface of our Sun, with this world's tidally locked surface being hotter than most of the stars we've discovered in the universe. The reason for this is Kelt 9b's close orbit, as it spins about its parent star so closely that it completes a full orbit in 1.5 Earth days. But that's nothing compared to its rival, Kepler-70b. Kepler-70b completes a solar orbit every 5.76 hours. And during its nearest approach, it passes a mere 240,000 kilometers away from its parent star, with this being the closest recorded movement between a star and an exoplanet ever recorded. Kepler-70b has a recorded temperature of 12,398 Fahrenheit, but some scientists classify this world as the remains of a planet rather than an original unprocessed world, since it was affected by the transition of its former red giant star into its present white dwarf state. On the other end of the scale, the coldest planet we've found is the delightfully named Ogle 2005 BLG 390LB, which I have nicknamed Ogle, a frozen super-Earth located in the constellation Scorpius. Its temperature has been estimated at minus 369 Fahrenheit. Yet when Ogle was found back in 2005, it was considered one of the most Earth-like worlds we'd ever seen. Due to its position at the center of the Milky Way, it is also one of the most distant worlds too, because it never looks you in the eyes when you're trying to have a conversation. The smallest known planet is Kepler-37b, a world 1/3 the size of Earth that's only slightly larger than our Moon. Kepler-37b orbits a star in the constellation Lyra, and it has remained the smallest known exoplanet since its discovery in 2013. The record for the largest planet, however, was changed in 2016, when HR 256-2b was found to be over 30 times the mass of the planet Jupiter. Some debate still surrounds this world, and it may yet prove to be a brown dwarf star rather than a planet, with it presently being seen to orbit the star HR 2562 as part of a debris disk. And finally, let's take a look at the oldest and youngest planets that we know of so far. DH Tau b is the youngest world we know of, with estimates placing it around 1 million years old. The oldest exoplanet we think we found is PSR B162026b, an object nicknamed Methuselah and the Genesis planet, thanks to its incredible age of 12.7 billion years old. When you consider our universe is just 13.8 billion years old, such an aged planet is an incredibly rare find. And for all we know, there may be even older worlds out there waiting for us to discover them. In our short time on this Earth, mankind has only managed to survey a small part of the sky. So in the future, I'd place good money on us finding worlds that are hotter, colder, darker, and weirder than anything we've discovered so far.